My name is Ruben Medrano, and I am a licensed Texas state realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Don Johnson being the broker I work under. I'm also heavily involved in various organizations, whether they be real estate related or not. A lot of these I actually started at the student level of these organizations, and then I just transferred them over to professional levels simply because I found the value within those organizations and committees that I serve under. How I got into sales is kind of unique because I actually wanted to grow up to be a scientist. And I got my first opportunity to do this experiment at the age of 9. Only we were from a very poor family, and there was no way that I could afford some of the supplies and equipment that I needed. And one day I noticed in the back of a comic book where I could send off for a bunch of seeds or greeting cards or things like that. And all I had to do was sign for it. They would send me the merchandise, I would sell it. I keep half, I send them back half. And I enjoyed that so much that even though I still dreamed about being a scientist, I now found a way to where I could buy things by having my own little sales platform. So I actually got into sales by accident, starting at the age of 9. And by the age of 13, I had already established 4 small businesses of my own. I've only been a realtor for 6 years, but I've been in business all my life. And regardless if I'm working for someone or if I own my own businesses, I've always wanted to go into real estate. And the transition over into real estate is really quite easy if you pay attention to your business skills and talents as you get older. And I unfortunately had to leave a very beautiful position that I had with the company because of it was a medical leave, and I never did go back. So I was stagnant for about 5 years. And I said, hey, you know what? I need something that I can do where I can set my own schedule, work or not work. And real estate was perfect because we had many family members who were realtors or brokers. And so that's how I transitioned into it. How I spend my day normally is I start very early. I have a set, pretty much an internal set of rules that I must have what I want to accomplish done by a particular time. My time management on my calendar is very strict, and I try my hardest to make sure that I do everything that I have to do as a realtor, but that's secondary. The first thing I'm more concerned with is taking care of my clients and customers. One of the things that I enjoy the most about sales is how I'm able to adapt an action, a method, something that helps me get from needing to not to sell an item, a product, or a service, and getting it done more successfully than, of course, failures. And to me, the challenge is unbelievable because I tap into things that I learned when I was a kid, selling those greeting cards. I tap into things from high school and from college and from marketing and departments that I work with and advertising departments I work with merchandising, city sales, supervision, you name it. I actually get to tap into many of these things that I learned and apply them to make this thing successful. And to me, the challenge is the most exciting component of sales. The biggest challenge of being a sales professional, I believe, is the willingness for individuals to give up too soon or to rely on opinions and comments that do not matter. It's so easy, especially with social media nowadays, to become heartbroken, to get discouraged. If you receive one negative comment or opinion, or if somebody starts to question your abilities, though do not agree with you, the discouraging factor is unbelievable. What I believe makes a good salesperson is someone that pays attention. I used to have an uncle who used to buy us Christmas gifts, and he would get it right. He would never ask us what we wanted. He would never ask for a list. But come Christmas Day, here he comes delivering presents. And when we opened them up, it's exactly things that we wanted. He's the one that taught me that you need to pay attention to what people want. And in sales or in any profession, if you pay attention to what the people want, the industry wants, or what is needed, you can become quite successful if, again, if you pay attention to what's happening. I think that sometimes when people get into sales, they look for the thing that makes them the most money, while very few actually look for the things that make them happy. And so I think that if an individual can find a happy medium and not be afraid to try selling small things, medium things, large things, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, I think that you need to dip your foot into every swimming pool you come across. They have to be passionate about the items, the products, and have ideas of what they want to sell or attempt to sell and not be afraid to do it.